Hot in this garage. Welcome to Bothering the Band. My name is Ryan Bynack. With me, as always, is Abigail Ann Levy. And on this episode, we have an amazing comedian, Luke Null, who is an SNL alum, an Emmy-winning comedian. And we have so much fun with this dude. We talk about the movie SLC Punk and fucking so much good shit. Ladies and gentlemen, Bother the Band with Luke Null. Hello, Luke.
Hey guys, what's up?
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm trying to make sure I got all my audio visual stuff set up in a way that makes sense here. I just moved, so I'm getting settled in.
Me too.
Did you? Where you
That's
living?
why we're in a bed. I don't even have furniture yet, so we are hanging out in bed.
I am with you. I'm sitting where I want my couch to go when it arrives tomorrow? Question mark. We hope.
Luke, welcome to Bothering the Band. My name is Ryan. This is Abby. We are big fans of your comedy, and we couldn't think of a more perfect person to have on this silly podcast that asks only our favorite musical people, only stupid questions.
Love it. Love that.
That being said, we have some mutual friends in the comedy world. We have some mutual friends. Brooks Whelan, Billy Wayne Davis, Fred Armisen, another SNL alum such as yourself.
The best. Simply the best.
Simply the best. Better than
I do.
all the rest.
I do think Fred Armisen is the funniest human being, probably.
I would agree.
He's also so sweet.
Yes,
he was so sweet to us. You know,
he was very kind to me too. That year I was there, he sent me an email. I was only there one season. I only got a handful of sketches on the air, but he sent me this very nice email complimenting this sketch that I had written and performed, that he just was like going overboard, gushing about how much he loved it. And it was such a tough year being there, and him being so nice about it, like, put so much wind in my sails. I was like, all right, I'm not losing my mind. I'm writing funny things. Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. I can only imagine as a comic getting that email. That must make your day. I mean, it made our day when we just like messaged him on Instagram and we're like, hey, we do our music pod, and he was like, yeah, sure. I have to. So have you spoken to Brooks Whelan? Do you know him personally?
I do. Yeah. Me and Brooks are buddies.
Have you guys spoke about SNL? Because you both did one season. He's very vitriolic about his time there. And you seem more nice.
How would you yeah, I mean, I think he probably we both got our butts kicked. So make no mistake about it. We've definitely exchanged war stories over a beer or two in our day, but we both received similar ass kickings to varying degrees of mental breakdown.
Yeah, it seems not for the faint of heart. And I can't, it's like war. I can't even imagine. Like, it's something I'm filling the air right now, but I can't even imagine.
It's a tough place to be new, tell you what. And if you didn't go to NYU or Harvard and know half the writer's room already, it's even harder. So that was, it was a tough year, but thankful for it, thankful for the butt kicking. Glad I got my butt kicked, because now it lets me do other cool stuff.
True. So your new apartment in LA?
I'm in LA. I'm in Los Feliz. Yeah.
Oh, very cool. We like that area. We did a live show there last year at Hotel Cafe.
Love Hotel Cafe. Love it.
You cut your teeth in Chicago. Did you ever do Cole's Bar, the mic at Cole's Bar?
I know the mic you're talking about. I attended it with my roommate, but I never did it.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Who was your roommate, if you don't mind me asking?
My roommate was Tom Fell. I love me some Tom Fell. He's a stand-up in Chicago for years. He's killing the game on the front-facing character stuff. Now he's like the funniest TikTok and Insta guy in my opinion. But
Oh, that's very cool. Again, I'm just name dropping here. My friend Matty Ryan, I know in Chicago, he's a good bud. And then his lady Alex Kuman used to run that mic as well. So again, just small world, just making the connection to make this show a little bit lighter,
I'm into it. Yeah, it's funny. Like the longer I was in Chicago, I moved there to do like sketch and improv stuff. And so the longer I was there, slowly but surely started to go towards the stand-up side a little bit more. And because I was like, oh, you can make even $1 doing stand-up, but you can't make even $1 doing improv, which live, laugh, love, we live and we learn. Still had a lot of fun, but yeah, it's tough out there for an improviser.
Okay, so since this is a music podcast, what music did you listen to today?
So today, let's see. I feel like I went on my morning stroll to go grab a little coffee and whatnot. I was listening. What the hell was I listening to? I have it right here, so I might as well check, right? I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but just the way that you digest music has changed so much, especially now that I'm an adult, and it's for the worse. Like, it's not like I have my bands that I like am loyal to, that if they put something out, I will make a point to listen to like a full album. But otherwise, I feel like I'm a bit of a servant to an algorithm that I've accepted has pegged me fairly well. Like, you know what I mean? It's sad. It's sad. But I think they did crack the code, being like, if you listen to all of this, we're just going to feed you more of this type of crap. And I'm like, for the most part, every once in a while, whatever, Spotify, Discover, sometimes it's a big swing and a miss. And you're just like, they paid Spotify to make them be. I'm like, this is way off. But what was I listening to? I've been eating up. I've been eating up this album that just came out by Super Violet.
Wait, how do we know them? We know them. Someone mentioned them.
They've been. He was in another band. I think he was in. Do you know the band Saint Seneca? I like a lot of.
Yeah,
like,
I know that guy.
stuff.
We've
Zach
gone back
Little.
and forth with him to be on the pod. I actually have like a half a draft of questions for him, and it just kept getting pushed and between tours and COVID and all that shit.
He's an Ohio guy. They're awesome. I think the Super Violet, I think it was the lead singer from the old band, the Sidekicks.
Okay.
It's his new project, but I love it. Can't
very
recommend it
cool.
enough. Good vibes.
So do you let the algorithm like do its thing, or do you try to manipulate it?
I feel like there was a time. All right. We got at some point you have to trust fall and realize like why are we fighting this beast? It's never going to go back to how it was before. Why not use it to our advantage? I feel like there was a time where I was like tricking the algorithm and I would be worried that things I was doing, like for instance, if I'm in the car with my wife and her friends are in the car and they're like, turn on the 90s pop jams, we're trying to turn up on the way to go to the pool or something. Like there was a time where I would have that little voice in the back of my head that's like, your algorithm's about to get fucked up.
Oh yeah,
you're listening to Mandy Moore's I'm Missing You Like Candy. You know what I mean? Like it's about to give you some weird stuff. But I've stopped fighting that, and I've you know what I mean? Where I'm like, no, it knows.
It's almost like scary because I just let it go. And I'm just every other song, I'm just like, well, I like this song. Wow, this is good. What's this? And it's some crazy indie band with some crazy name,
Yep.
like the Minnows or some shit like that. And It hits me every time. It just knows. I don't know.
Are you a playlist maker, or are you like, what's your strat?
Okay. Well, I am a playlist maker. I have to admit, I am a playlist maker. And then I'll do it for, certain things like sounds bad. I'm like Wednesday's new music because it's like voracious. Like it's like homework for us. So,
Right.
you know,
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah, I go in and out. I feel like there was like the pandemic. I don't know why, but I was not listening to very much music at all. I felt like a lot of music that was coming out was bumming me out. And then I would like listen to podcasts and I'm like, oh, weird. This is bumming me out even more. But I went more into like listening to podcasts and doom scrolling. But I feel like I have my every January 1st, I make a like garbage playlist just for the year, just of if I listen to something and I like it out at all, if I think there's anything redeemable about it, I throw it in this like big junk playlist that ends up being like truly insane and has no rhyme or reason of why any of it is in there. It's purely just I want this so that if when I go back, like I have everything from this year that I found and that I liked. And then I have more like specific genre and moody kind of stuff that I wear out sometimes.
So I have to ask, who's your favorite band?
Favorite band?
Or a couple? That's a tough question. We know
It's
this.
tough. I
That's
know
the
what you mean.
hardest shit
I
ever.
like a lot of stuff, and I feel like I also I don't know if you guys are like this. I have at different points in my life been like ride or die for certain bands, and then I go like, nah, dog. Like, and then like there was that, you talk to Luke in 9th, 10th grade, he's gonna be like, Weezer's the best band. You know what I mean?
Of
But then it's
course.
like, no, come on. We live and we learn, But I feel like I go through phases where I burn bright, and then I put it in my rear view a little bit. And that's not to say that I'm like ashamed of it, really. It's just I don't have the same like fervor for a lot of bands like I used to. I feel like,
Yeah.
I feel like I went, one of the bands that I like most recently has been Van Sire. They're one of my faves, kind of like a chill wavy Van Sire. They're awesome. Love Van Sire. A mainline there stuff. I love Saint Seneca. They're one of my favorites too.
That was a playlist. That was, or not a playlist. That was an algorithm thing. Saint Seneca, where it's just like put it on or listen to like one song of one band and then just let Spotify go. And I was like, ooh, what's this? And then I dove into them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you ever feel like there's like, if you say you like a certain band, you're saying you like the entire breadth of their work, when really I'm like, I like one album from fill in the blank band. And it's like, am I really going to say they're my favorite? They're not, but like I have albums that I'm like, gosh, what an awesome album from a band that I'm not all in on other than that.
That's how I feel about there's the big bands where it's like I love Pearl Jam. Back to what you're saying, there was a moment in my life from 2001 to 2005 where it's just like Pearl Jam all the way, until I met someone who really liked Pearl Jam, and I was like, okay, I don't know the type of ukulele that Vedder played on this fucking bootleg shit. I don't know that at all. Like, give me Vitology and call it a day, man.
That's kind of where I'm at for a lot of bands, and that's not hating on the band at all. It's just saying like, we wish you the best. Thank you for your time. That one or two or three even albums of your, and I hope it's a huge catalog, meant a lot to me in a window of years. And if I hear it again to this day, I will love it just as much as when I first heard it. But I don't know that I want to buy a t-shirt and be a whatchamacallit, be like a walking billboard for you because I haven't kept up.
Yeah. That's that means you have to throw away all your Imagine Dragons shirts.
Exactly. Yeah. But I don't have to throw away my
your Steely Dan
never.
shirt.
You can't
That's
throw away
awesome.
your Dan shirts. You gotta wear them with pride.
Abby, what's on your shirt?
A Game Boy.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a Walkman or something like that from the
Almost.
top of it.
Game Boy.
Nice, nice. I'm wearing a Japanese Groundhog Day shirt.
Love that.
Yeah. That's another thing. Instagram knows exactly what I like. And this is back to the algorithm. And you were saying with riding with your lady and throwing on something different. Instagram knows I like t-shirts and skateboarding and music. And then all of a sudden, like a year or two ago, it's just like, let's make this guy like fishing.
Yeah, I feel like I know what you mean. There are times where it's like, it's really listening to me and what I like. And then there's other times where it's like, no. We're going to steer you. We want to make sure that you're.
So it's like perpetual and it's like, I'm stuck in this loop.
Exactly. Yeah. It's never ending. It's absolutely never ending. I feel like there was a time like, I went to public high school. I went to a big giant public school in Cincinnati growing up. And we had a radio station a terrestrial radio station in our high school. So that was like a cool thing to do. It was like kind of competitive to be one of the DJs, on WLHS 89.9 FM,
That sounds like a movie.
It was cool. It was definitely a cool thing. And like a radio station, they would send us like boxes and boxes of CDs, every CD. We had just limitless access to new music, when I was in high school, which was so clutch. I was so annoying. Me and all my friends, that was like our whole identity, was like gatekeeping and dissing each other for what we liked and didn't like, and then hiding guilty pleasures and stuff, which is so funny because as an adult, I'm like, I don't care at all. Like it's funny that I didn't want people to think that I was listening to Motion City soundtrack in my car. You know what I mean? Where it's like, nah, dog. Loud and proud.
They're great. I love them.
They're awesome. They're absolutely
that's
awesome.
Your guilty pleasure?
No, but it's an example.
Way worse.
There are ones that I'm like, I'm sure when I was 16, I was keeping from my friends that I didn't, oh, I don't like this, or oh, you like that band. So I was a DJ with my friends. And I remember I kind of did it the shifty way, where you had to like take the radio, like history of radio, and like you had to take these classes so that eventually by your senior year you could, like junior senior year, you could be on the radio. And all my friends kind of went through all the classes and I never took them, but I would hang around so that the teacher would kind of recognize me. And eventually I was like, can I just be on the radio? Can I just do the radio without having to do any of the classes? And he was like, totally cool. He didn't care at all. But being able to like burn CDs was the best. Being like limitless access to music and being like, this was the burn CD era.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was the move. It was so fun and so cool. And we could leave school to quote unquote sell ad space, but really we would just go to Taco Bell or, play Halo or whatever.
Oh, that's incredible. I'm jealous. I'm for real. That sounds incredible. I did the same thing as you. My friends were all in TV production. They did the announcements and all that. And I was never in it, but I would skip my first period class and go hang with them. And eventually I just, shoehorned my way onto a segment or two. And then you said Taco Bell, true or false, the healthiest fast food?
I think if you're going purely on calories, I think it is true, but to use the word healthy at all in regards to Taco Bell is like
worse.
It's the least caloric poison. Yeah, but I love it.
I gotta write that down. Least caloric poison.
Yeah, get that tattooed on your arm.
Oh, I will. With your face.
And a Mexican
Now we're talking.
pizza.
And a Mexican pizza. Yeah.
Bring back the Mexican pizza. They got rid of it. I know. I keep up with Taco.
My Taco Bell
So do
still
I.
has it.
Yeah, we're in
Does
Florida,
it?
man. It still has it.
They phased it out. I feel like here.
When we were in LA, all we ate was Taco Bell and fucking In-N-Out burger.
They had just released the Mexican pizza and it ran out in Florida. So we went to Taco Bell in LA on purpose to get the Mexican pizzas.
That's a long flight.
It was.
That's the only reason we're like, should we do a pod while we're there? A live pod? Follow up. This is in order. We have a food question. If you turned into the food you eat the most, what food would you turn into?
Cheese. That would be cheese. I'm from the Midwest, so there's no fighting it. I feel like I need to like go to a 12-step program with my love of cheese. It's bad. I
Are
feel
you
like
a
that would
cheese
be
snob?
I mean, not really. I love all cheese, but I mean, like I'm a cheese connoisseur. I do love a good cheese, but don't get me wrong, I'll eat a Kraft single and I don't scoff, no problem. It's for melting. I mean, every cheese has its application. But yeah, absolutely gotta give it up for cheese. And it's in my blood, Midwestern people are essentially like 75 to 80% cheese at any given point in the year, anyhow.
Every cheese has its application. That question is based off of one of your songs. You are what you eat.
Oh yeah. I also have a song fully about soft cheese that I literally pitched to SNL. And they're like, what is this? Why? Yeah.
That seems like something I say all the time. I don't want to make this an SNL podcast, but my favorite sketches are the weird ones, the ones that stand alone, the ones that aren't tied to a reference or a politic or the weird.
Yeah, they don't really do that much anymore.
If I would have saw a cheese sketch, I would have damn well texted a couple of people. You seen the weird soft cheese sketch?
Oh yeah, it was me, and I pitched it to Charles Barkley, and it was this like basically like a rap song about how we only live that soft cheese life. And it was like this very aggressive, like we reject hard rinded cheeses. We do not want a hard rind. We only do soft variations of cheese. Semi-hards, we couldn't. I don't even know if we want to go that far. We don't even want to dip a toe in that pool. We're sticking with soft cheese only. And and I remember doing it and it like going halfway decently. Charles Barkley kind of whiffed. It was probably too ambitious to make him try to do cold at a table read. But I remember one of the older writers came in my room. I think it was like Colin Jost might have come in my like office, and he's like, it was good, but like, why would be the question. Why do that? And I'm like, fair.
Why not?
Totally fair. Yeah.
Oh man, that is spectacular. I was going to say something, but I forgot. I will jump right into this. New place you just moved. Do you own the little corn cob holders in the shapes of corn cobs?
I believe we do. And I believe they are in the shapes of corn cob stabby holders. But that's something though that I feel like I'm from Cincinnati, grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio, and like corn season, like corn on the cob was like an event. I feel like when it was time for corn on the cob, like fall, like late summer, early fall, like Ohio corn. I remember just like it hits different. It hit different than it's just not a thing in California. I feel like we get spoiled out here for having like everything in season all of the time, just like access to fruit, year round pretty much. That like there's something about seasonal stuff in the Midwest that it's like, no, this is corn time. We're doing corn for like too much and too often.
This is corn time.
Oh, there's a corn time.
That question comes from your videos on Instagram where you say porn and the little corn emoji pops up. I think that's funny. But also, theory, do you remember purchasing those corn things? Because I have them. I've always had them somehow.
I think you're born with them. I think they like, yeah.
Never bought them ever.
Yeah, they have like your little booties when you're born and your little tiny little baby footprints and the little thing, and then just a little set of corn skewers sits beside you in the neonatal era or a little spot. I feel like we definitely like they're very satisfying little things. I feel like I had like the ones from my childhood house, but like I feel like we just moved and they somehow made it here. And the corn butter boat. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Where it looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
a stock, but you put it in there and just roll that sucker.
Or you get super crazy. My mom will butter a piece of like plain old white bread, and that is
Oh,
how
yeah.
she butters corn.
Whoa.
Ooh, that's a good
And
kind of
like
a butter,
Wonder
like
Bread, and then you get
a
this
butter
like
sock almost.
yeah, then
A
you get this
butter
like
sock.
buttery bread with it.
What does she
So
do with it?
growing, then you eat it.
Then
Then
you eat
no,
it,
no,
butter
no.
bread.
You eat the bread
You
and
like
the
put the little
corn, right?
skewers, right? You butter the bread and you hold the little skewer and you like,
You give it a little
why
whirl
is
in
this so
that
hard for
buttery
you?
bread.
No, I mean the bread. Like, when
Yeah.
do you consume the bread? Is
While
it
you're
before
eating
the
the meal.
corn? Okay.
No,
All
just
right.
as
After
a
you
part of the meal.
grinded it
Ooh, that's
into
great.
This
That's
is,
practical. That's just practical.
This is that's how we grew up buttering corn. And then I did that once in college and I was roasted by everybody I know. And I was like, okay, I guess
That's
I don't
because
do
they
that anymore.
were ashamed of themselves.
Yeah. And there's definitely people that just put like a stick of butter and roll, you know?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I think you got to either do butter boat. You got to have some different application of the butter. It's important.
I have the boat now.
Yeah.
This is so funny. My face already hurts.
You're not allowed to put porn on the algorithm on TikTok. It'll like shadow ban you, is what I've been told. That's why I put the corn on there. Yeah. Same with fucking. You're not supposed to write fucking.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like supposedly bad.
Good for you for knowing
I
all
don't
about
know if
that.
that's true at all. I just do it blindly. I don't know. I don't know if that's right. I'm sure that the people were like, why are there so many corns popping up? And it's like, oh.
I was gonna save this for later, but I have to say your video of Detroit, capital of Michigan, Instagram comment, very long con of a fucking bit is one of the most brilliant things I've ever seen. Yeah, that's just
That
solid
is
gold.
entirely too kind of you. It is a good example of why my brain is now rotten from the internet. Truly, that bit that you're talking about is it's very nice of you to say, because I remember writing that song and being like, this is gonna be, I'm like, I think it'll be funny if I do it the way I'm picturing it. But then I'm writing things now that's not funny for the people sitting in the room, you know? Like the people who are cool enough to buy a ticket and go to a stand-up show, like the whole song, just to recap it for you, is me being like, I'm the smartest guy in the world, right? I'm just like being very annoying. Like, I'm fucking smart. I rattle off a couple like very silly facts, and then I purposefully get one wrong. I say, in a list of facts, I say the capital of Michigan is Detroit, and I keep doing these facts. And then about halfway through the song, I go, I think I've given enough time for when I post this video on the internet. Somebody has already run to the comment section and been like, well, actually, it's Lansing. The capital is Lansing. And guess what? They didn't watch the whole video. And so I want you to brigade them. I want you to go down to the comment section and find the person that corrected me. And I want you to just call them a dingus or a dingbat, right? Nothing too mean. Just, I want like 100 comments of just dingus and dingbat. And I want the person to be like, what the fuck? I'm right. Like, why are people trying to call me a dingus and a dingbat? And I want it to force, and I'm singing this. This is a song. I wrote this as a song. And I'm like, I want them to be forced to rewatch the video. And I want them to get to this point where I'm just talking to you, pal. And I want you to know, and I want you to have to grapple with the fact that I'm smarter than you and that I trapped you. And you fell right into my little trap.
So
and
good.
it's this,
so
and
smart.
here's the thing, it's such a long walk for one joke that's only funny on the internet. Like, doing that to a room of people that's like, what are you talking about? Posting the video and going to a comment section, like, You know what I mean? Like, I don't play that song live. I think I played that song live 3 times, and every time people were like, what is this? What is going on? Why are you looking at the camera that you set up in the back and yelling at it? You know what I mean? Which, like, that's where my brain's at now, though, doing stand-up stuff. Like, it's not good. I don't want to do this, that kind of stuff.
I think it's great. I think it's so rewarding for the people who do go on that long walk with you.
I'm sure you're right. They're like, yeah. It's kind of you to bring that one up, because I weirdly was like, this will be good. And then I'm like, oh, it's
yeah. Again, no bullshit. I think it's fucking brilliant. I've sent that to countless people. Okay, so we're gonna do a rapid fire little either or thing here. Music or comedy?
That was it.
Well, no, there's more. There's like 3 of
Okay.
these. First off, music or comedy?
See, I love both. My life has been devoted to the careful threading of both. But if I had to choose, I would say comedy, probably.
Okay. Clay Aiken or a Jamaican beef patty?
Ooh. See, that's another one. It's razor thin margin. I think I would go Clay Aiken, just because of, the song Invisible, just such a bop.
Okay. Luke Skywalker or John Voight?
I mean, Skywalker, come on. But actually, in a weird way, John Voight in Anaconda was like pretty big for me. That caused a big rift in my family, because at the end of Anaconda, he gets regurgitated out of the snake and he winks. And I was like, he's alive. And my dad's like, no, he's dead. He just got regurgitated. And I'm like, he winked. He's alive. And it was like a whole big thing where I was like, no, John Voight survived being eaten by the snake in Anaconda. But I'll choose Luke Skywalker.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, he definitely winks. He's definitely like semi-alive because he wasn't in the belly for that long. And his you're skipping over. You should have argued about his terrible nondescript accent.
Oh, see, I was too young. I was like, whatever he's doing, I'm loving it.
I'm loving this. Oh, good. You're like, give me Owen Wilson and Eric Stoltz and John Voight with a weird accent. Okay, this is my favorite question for you. Null or void?
Give me void, baby. Embrace the void. Embrace Julian Casablanca's other band.
Wow, see? Deep music pool. Okay. Per your meta joke about the Instagram comment, I have a meta question within a question for you. Question within a question. If we asked someone butterflies or moths and they answered moths, do you think they're just lying to be different?
That's a lot of what's going on.
Yeah.
I feel like when you discuss music in general with people, there were a lot of friends of mine who would say that they liked fill in the blank weird niche off the beaten path band, singer, whatever. And I'm like, I would listen to it with them and be like, there's no way you like this. Like, this is garbage. Like, there's no way you like this. I just don't accept that. And I think you're doing it to be weird, and you're doing it because you think it makes you cool to like this thing that no one would like. But sometimes there's a reason no one likes it. It's because it's a bad thing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of an example, and I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't think of a specific example. And I've been in that situation before.
Now, that being said, with butterflies and moths, it's possible. It's possible. If this person is like in the silk production industry or something, that they're like, you got to give it up to moths. It's like $1 billion industry. But at the same time, let's be real. You got to be real with butterflies. Come on.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you got to go butterflies. Which brings me to the next question. Do you remember, both of you, both of you can chime in here. Do you remember like 2 years ago on all social media, people were really into cicadas?
Oh, yeah. That's a big thing. Every 17 years, the cicada. Do you know about this?
I do. And I think it was like 2 years ago. And then everyone's like, give it up for the cicadas. We're like, all right, Bethany, get out of here. What?
Yeah. It's weird because it's like, I think it's every 17 years, there's like the cicada bloom.
Yeah.
And in Cincinnati, they're like thick on the trees. Like you can run your hand over like and knock off 100 of them. You know what I mean? But they would do this thing where you would submit what is it? Limericks, poems. And my father submitted like 100 cicada themed limericks. And he got like 2 in the Cincinnati Enquirer and was very, very proud of it. And I wish I remembered. There's something about it. It was something about his cat being a cicada ingester. My cat, something I don't remember. I wish I remembered the poem, but my dad was so proud of his cicada poems that got in to the Cincinnati Enquirer.
You know what's wild is we do our research. We've been a fan of yours. The cicada question we had, but we didn't know that this was you having a story about cicadas so intimate.
Hey, that's what this medium's all about, you guys.
I know.
Is not actually listening to music, but rather talking about the idea of music.
Of cicada limericks. Okay. Do you have any Joe Burrow's memorabilia?
So classic trap you just walked into. Joe Burrow.
Oh, I'm not a football guy. I'm a basketball guy.
Gotcha. Yeah. Evan Fournier all day.
Ooh. He's benched on the Knicks, though, right?
I know. I don't know. I couldn't, gun to my head, couldn't name a single Orlando Magic player currently. Is Gilgeous, what's his name?
No, he's on the Thunder.
Thunder. Yeah, sorry. Long-suffering fans, Orlando Magic. But I mean, I have a Joe Burrow. I got a rookie Joe Burrow jersey. I'll admit it. I wish I didn't support the NFL. I really don't want to like it. It's bad. It's bad. But I was at that game last year where that guy almost died on the field and they stopped the game in the middle of the game and made everyone leave. Yeah, that was very messed up.
Wow, you were there. Holy hell. That was Buffalo or?
It was Monday night. Buffalo at Cincinnati. Yeah.
Wow, that's insane. Abby is more of the football person, and I wish I could have been quick enough to be like, that was a test and you passed. But yeah, I have written Joe Burrows. I would have never fucking known.
I feel like that's the thing. Like people still say Joe Burrows, and I'm like, man, I wonder if he gets that in his like day-to-day life all the time, and not just Joe Burrow. Yeah.
That's like his bane. He's like, it's just Burrow.
It's just, I'm sure, I feel like I hear it all the time, even from like Bengal fans, where I'm like, how do you like the Bengals and you don't know his name, the main guy's name? But I'm not coming for you. Not coming for you.
So do you have a jersey?
Oh, I do every year. I buy a jersey usually every year. And if I'm on the road and I'm like burning time in whatever city, sometimes I'll go flipping through like love a record store, love like a vintage clothing places wherever I am, wherever city, comedy club. And if I see some cool old Bengal jerseys, that's where I'll pull the trigger on some like guys who are bad at football, but I'm like, oh, where are you going to find it? Like I bought a Bengals jersey last time I was in Toronto. I was like, oh, got to jump on this throwback Bengal jersey here.
I support that. We support that all the way. Yeah. If I was somewhere and I found like, I don't know, Tracy McGrady shirt, the jersey shirt, I would buy that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. My wife wants me to stop doing that. She's right too. She's not wrong. She's correct. I should stop buying garbage, but no, it's a good find.
Okay, so in 2020, you were on Alana Johnston's podcast.
Love her.
Yep,
deeply.
great, super funny. That whole conversation is hilarious. I went back and re-listened to it. You said you had never been in a tanning booth. Have you since?
Yes, I have. And you know what? I'll fry to death. Those things like a whole time. Did you ever see what's that? Final Destination where the person gets cooked in it? The whole time I was in there, I was like, I'm gonna get trapped in here. I'm gonna get cooked.
The whole time, Abby, let me walk you through. I'm like, researching Luke, and I'm like, I know he was on this one, but I had to dive deep. And I'm driving, and I'm talking to you two in my car stereo about Devon Sawa. And you're like, whatever happened to the dude? Is he dead? I'm like, no, he's not. He's hilarious on Twitter. Like,
Is he?
yes.
I mean,
He's so good.
he brought the heat. I mean, the 90s, he was just killing
he
it.
was a hunk.
Early
man.
O's too.
He was a hunk, and he's very funny. You didn't mention SLC Punk, which he's has a small cameo in, and he's great.
Oh, he's Sean, isn't he?
He is Sean. Yeah, way to go, man.
Yeah, dude, he took too many hits of acid and got his brain fried. That movie was like the Bible to me when I was like 9. I thought it was the coolest movie in the world.
It's so good. It's so good.
I honestly, I've seen that movie like so many times, but I don't think I've ever seen it as an adult. I think I only saw it on VHS as a kid. Yeah. Or maybe I was a little older than that, but I was not old. I mean, when did it come out?
I think it came out like 99.
Yeah.
2000?
That's when I was 9. So that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was
So-
18.
But what about SLC Punk 2?
Oh,
Oh,
man.
no. That's not good. Heroin Bob comes back from the dead.
It's a zombie.
Honestly, that would be cool. If that's what the direction they went with it, probably cool.
Oh my goodness, ZL Punk. James, fun fact, name drop, don't give a shit. The writer-director of that film is James Marandino, and he follows Bothering the Band on Instagram.
Oh, hell yeah. Shout out if you're listening.
He's a big listener, just like you're.
Hey, he might be.
I hope, maybe.
I remember though being a kid and watching that, and there's very like everybody is like in the movie gets put into the a little box. Like you got your punks, got your preps, and you got your mods, right? And I remembered being like, again, a 10-year-old or something, and watching this being like, I was like, I know what 2 of these are and what that means. I still don't know if I've ever met someone who would identify as a mod. Like, I don't even know what that I know what they look like in movies, but I'm like, what does that even imply? I don't even really know.
That's like the British, like wannabe young
Like ska
businessmen.
rude boy looking.
No, but they were more into like the Who and like Quadrophenia or whatever the name of that one album and movie is called and shit like that.
See, that's super crazy niche. Like,
yeah,
it was just fun. I just remember thinking that's kind of a funny thing just now, that's like one of the main 3 things you can be. It's like you can be a prep, you can be a punk, or you can like extremely niche British stuff. Yeah, it's like we got to have more delineations.
I thought that too, though. I thought that as well because growing up, we had the punk rock kids and the hip hop kids, and there was the delineations, but yeah, no mods. I don't see a lot of people like in 97 with a in Florida with like decked out in a fucking suit.
No. Again, I've never seen any, like, I don't even, again, really know what it means to be. Like, what do they like new wave? Like, what do they like?
Probably like Madness and like Morrissey and shit like that.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Maybe, or like Joy Division. I don't know. I don't know. I think Joy Division more like gothy though, right?
I know, that's what I'm thinking too. And they're not goth. They're not. But like the South Park representation of goths, there's one kid that you would be like, that's a mod kid. Do you know like the South Park goth kids?
Yeah.
There's one kid that's like kind of like looks like he's like from like 80s. What's that band that sings Tainted Love? Or like Soft Cell. Like looks like someone who plays keyboards in Soft Cell.
Oh man. This is fun. We're having a good old time. Where did you get the basil sweatshirt you were wearing in one of your recent posts?
Dude, just like you said, I'm getting steered by Instagram. Like I have to detach my credit card from Instagram because they've made it too easy to purchase garbage.
Yep. That's how I got this. They know
That's
this
what
is
you
my
said.
second favorite movie. And they were like,
And your second favorite country. And they're like, let's give him both
yeah,
and see if it becomes his first favorite shirt.
it's my second favorite shirt after my SLC Punk shirt.
Yes.
Okay. You want a fucking Emmy for real?
Not really. The ensemble cast of SNL won an Emmy, and I was a member of that.
You could have bought the statue.
I think so. I think you could have, yeah, you technically can.
Do you remember how much it was?
It's a couple $100, like $400 or $500. And I was like, oh, I'm like, it would be very funny to do that. It would be very like, I think at the time I'm just like, I was still dealing with, getting fired by that place that I was just like, it would be funny. Like 6 years later, I can look back and be like, it would be hilarious to have an Emmy in my living room for no reason, for pretty much no reason.
If a bench player wins the Super Bowl, they still get a ring. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Can you retroactively can you buy it still?
I don't think so. I think the window is pretty short. I think the window is like, do you want it? Nope. Bye. Like, yeah.
Oh, goodness. And do you consider yourself a celebrity?
Absolutely not. And
No?
zero. Absolutely not. No. 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 Celebrities get like recognized.
Okay, that's my follow-up. Do you like when's the last time you were recognized on the street?
Been a long time. I feel like weirdly, I can count on maybe. Well, it's weird. It's weird because most of the time when I'm out now, I'm doing a comedy show or something, and so people will come up to me after comedy shows where I'm performing, and they'll be like, "I love your SNL," or "I love I see your videos all the time," blah blah blah, or whatever, because I'm just polluting social media because that's what you have to do now, apparently, if you want to do stand-up. But as far as like me out in the wild, just going about my day, getting recognized, it's happened to me probably still I can count on one hand the amount of times that's ever happened. And weirdly, 2 times I had a friend who's very into escape rooms. And so I did a bunch of these escape rooms with her. And twice, a person who was like a facilitator at 2 different escape rooms was like, I know you're, and I'm like, this is very funny that this is the SNL demographic, is people that operate escape rooms. Yeah. And I'm like, that's very funny. And then like airport, a couple of times at the airport. But SNL, like you would have to have a unhealthy obsession with SNL to recognize me from that, because I was like barely in it, for 1 year, 6 years ago.
Hey, Ken, it counts.
But we'll see. I mean, I've been polluting the internet for a few months now. I've really only been doing it for like 3 or so months, and it seems to be people are seeing it, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, you're crushing it, man.
It feels not like I don't have any tangible sense of that, just because I'm about to like go do some club dates. So I might go out and embarrass myself at some of these comedy clubs. and not have anyone come out, but I'm trying. It's funny how hard you just have to beg people to come out and buy a ticket, but that's the game. That's the only reason I'm making the videos, is to get people to come see me.
Well, you're doing a great job, man.
I appreciate it. It's a slog.
Do you have a gig tonight? Are you going up tonight?
I do. I have a show in 2 hours and
2
7
minutes.
minutes. Yeah. I have a show in 2 hours and 7 minutes, and I plan on doing garbage.
Where's it at, if you don't mind me asking?
It is at Genghis Cohen in West
Oh,
Hollywood.
yeah, I know that place.
It's a cool little
Okay.
spot. Nice little room, cozy, great chow. But there's a little like a spot where you could do some little performances in the side room. It's cool. It's fun.
You know how I know that, Abby, is because Lauren Denizio of the band Warriors is either did a show there like a couple days ago or is about to do a show there.
It's fun. Yeah, it definitely, they do some shows in that side room. It's fun. It's a nice little size where it's probably, if they clear all the chairs and stuff out of there, you can fit probably not even 100 people in there. Probably like 70 maybe. But it's super fun. I like it. It's a good place to go try out some new junk.
Well, break a leg.
Hey, I'm gonna do my dang best. I'm gonna do some. I will always give something 3 tries. If I write something that I think is funny at my house and I put time and energy into it, I try and it doesn't do well the first 2 times. Like I go up, I do it, I swing, I miss. It's been very hard to convince myself do it a 3rd time. Like I feel like I might reduce my to a 2 strikes you're out policy. I think it might be smarter, because if it doesn't work the first 2 times, it's not working. But I wrote a thing that's not working. It's not funny, but it's a good song. So I'm like, oh, well, it is a good, worst case, it's a little earworm, So might just burn it on the internet.
Is this number 2? Which strike is this?
This would be strike 3.
This would be strike 3. Okay,
Tonight would be strike 3.
Let us know how this goes.
It's not going to go well, but I am going to do it.
Well, maybe if you have some sort of indifference, you're like, fuck it. That's when it will go well, like.
Here's the thing. If it goes well tonight, I'm going to keep doing it, even though that means it only hits a 1/3 of the time. It means I need to change it, is really what it is. It's like, if I'm going to keep doing it, I need to remember it needs to be much funnier.
You need to iron it out.
Yeah, I hate that though. Sometimes if it's not funny, I'll either be like, nah, shut up, I'm gonna leave it. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm not good at editing it. Sometimes if I need to make a change, I just throw it in the garbage. Tis the SNL way. If you have something that is good, make sure to throw it in the garbage. Yeah.
Don't revisit it a little. Don't let people forget about it. Then revisit it once it's like refined. Just throw it away.
Throw it away wholesale.
Oh, man.
Baby and bathwater, baby, all of it.
That's the name of your new album, Baby and Bathwater, baby.
Baby and bathwater, comma, baby.
Baby. Yep. That's where I was going. Who's your favorite? This is so dumb. Who's your favorite Mad TV cast member?
Ooh, I mean, Will Sasso is one of the funniest. Will Sasso's pretty great.
He's on Maisel this
is
season.
He?
Yeah.
Love Mo Collins. Mo Collins, super funny. Michael McDonald. Stewart.
Look what I can do.
Yeah. Those 3 are probably my faves.
I mean, there's some heavy hitters now. Jordan Peele, Keegan Michael Key, Taron Killam was on it. Ike Barinholtz is also doing great right now.
Oh, there's tons. There's tons of good people that came from there.
I think Abby, you told me this recently. We read that it Mad TV ran from year to this year, and then like the year it stopped was like way too recent. It was like 2018, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there was they did one season. Yeah. Yep. I've met some people who were on it for that just the one season, and they were like, it was bizarre. It was like, I just knew it didn't feel right.
It was 2016.
That's
Yep.
bananas. That
Yep.
seems like yesterday. Okay, Luke, during your tenure on SNL, who was the band you were most excited to see on the show?
So when I was there, I loved when the musical guests would come in. Like I would go get dinner and bring it back down to the studio so I could watch. That's like when the bands warm up. And so you get like a private concert. But like a lot of the year I was there, which was 2017, 2018, there weren't that many bands. You know what I mean? It was a lot of, not that it was bad. It just wasn't there. There weren't that many like full bands.
Oh, like a lot of
But
rappers and singers. and
yeah,
shit
a
like
lot of
that?
rappers,
Okay.
R&B, a lot of, and that's not to say that's not cool. I went and it was had a great time watching that stuff too. But like, I think um, Chris Stapleton had Sturgill Simpson on. They rocked the joint pretty good. Foo Fighters, that was probably the best. Arcade Fire too. Arcade Fire was awesome. That was probably my favorite. The Foo Fighters was really fun too. That was like the Christmas episode when I was there. So got to meet Dave Grohl, and that was Jack White too. That was awesome. I got to do a sketch with Jack White.
Fucking shit. That is amazing, dude. That's bucket list.
That was a highlight. And it was a sketch that got cut for time. It's funny when you the very few times I've been recognized, people recognize me from a sketch that is only on YouTube. That is not, it got cut. It didn't make it to air. But it was with Jack White.
Those are like comedy nerds or Jack White addicts. You know, that's just, those are those people. Man, that's very cool. Have you heard the new Foo Fighters record? It is very good.
I have not, but I wouldn't be against it. They're one of those ones who like, I'm like, I don't think I've ever owned a Foo Fighters record, but I like a bunch of their songs. You know what I mean?
100%.
Not hating on them at all. Am I gonna put them on a playlist? Probably not. Call me crazy.
Yeah.
But
if you
when
had
it
free
comes
tickets,
on,
yeah,
let's go. Oh, Dave Grohl rocks the house. He's awesome. I mean, so many of those songs are just classics just because you absorb them, and you have to like appreciate any band with that staying power and to be able to still have your music played in like on pop stations and stuff, even though you're like the only band left on those like top 40. You know what I mean? Like it's like only the Foo Fighters are there's not a lot of bands left, So I got no hate for them at all.
no, I totally agree. Yeah, like you said, one of those bands don't own any records, but would listen to them. And again, I don't know if I would be the first in line to buy the tickets, but again, you guys called me and you said, "Hey, we're going to Foo Fighters." I'm like, count me in.
Me too. You'll know a million songs. It'll be a great time. Dave Grohl still brings the heat. He's awesome. So sign me up.
Man, that's very cool. Okay. What song of yours do you want us to end this episode with?
The song that that's striking out, the song that I'm going to do tonight that doesn't live anywhere, that is bad, that by the time you put this out, I'll put it on the internet.
Okay. Can you tell us the name?
Yeah, it's called The Monster in the Lake. It's a summer camp song about a monster in the lake.
You know what's funny is like now when we listen to it, I know it's going to be funny. I know we're going to crack up and I'm going to be like,
You won't.
Well, you're one of those people that are you're just smart. You're funny. It's infectious. I would love to hang out with you because it'd be like a funny show all the time, man. I don't think you cannot be funny, and that's a good thing.
Challenge accepted, baby.
Bathwater, baby.
Exactly.
What annoys you? Let's go different here, real quick. What really makes you visibly mad? Like a tiny annoyance, not like global or anything like that.
Yeah, I feel like I watch too many comedy shows, and so I get annoyed by very specific things that people do in stand-up. Just little things. You start to notice patterns when you do anything for too long. There starts to be little trigger things, like when somebody does like an unwritten, lazy, garbage joke that is not funny, and then they'll be like, guess you guys are just a little bit too the butthole in here is too tight to laugh at that one, huh? Like, was that one too much for you? Where it's like, no, it was bad. It was a bad joke that wasn't funny. We all saw where it was going. You're lazy, and now you're mad at us for you not doing a good job. It bothers me. It bugs me. I don't know. I get there's times where you can do that in a smart way, where you can kind of like do a bad joke that doesn't work. It's going to happen, but don't salt the earth behind you and be like, the audience is wrong because my thing sucks. It's like, no, you just move on. Just keep going. You got to do more.
Don't acknowledge it. I call those college bartender jokes.
Yep. It's pretty much what it is. Yeah.
The bartender's a little bit older than the college kids attending the bar, and he's trying to be funny. Yeah.
Pretty much that. It's a lot of those kind of older guys. Yeah.
And he's still referencing like old school.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
What year are you in your head? That's very specific, Luke, and I love it. I'm here for it. What kind of conditioner do you use? Because you got a great head of hair.
We just threw it out. Hey, appreciate that. We just threw them all out, and we just bought new ones because we just moved. So I don't even know what brand it is, but it's brand spanking new, silky smooth, new scent.
Oh, but you don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
Do you ever know, or do you just like, there's always one in the shower, so you're good to go?
That's a good question. And the answer is, I don't ever know. But sometimes it's because I trust my wife to buy good stuff, where I used to use shitty stuff, and she's like, no, stop using shitty ones. Use a good one. And then she'll get one that's like, was high up enough and it was obscured by the thing that it was kept in, and it had a little pump head, so I could only really see the top third of it, and so I don't know, Paul Mitchell or something. I don't know.
Wait, is that classy? Is the pump head classy? I don't know.
I mean, if you buy a big ass thing of it, it was a nice thing. Like, it wasn't like Swab. Like, it was a nice thing. She bought a big ass thing of it. Yeah. It lasted a long time too.
Okay, Luke, this is Abby's favorite question. Do you follow us on Instagram?
I think on Instagram I do. I could be wrong.
You better. This is our way of
message me, right?
I think so, maybe.
Then I probably do.
This is our way of shoehorning in. Everyone follow Luke Null. It's Luke_Null, correct? Right? It's just Luke.
That sounds right. I feel like I also have regular at Luke Null, but I forgot the login, and it was tied to my college email, which is now gone. So there's not like a forgot password. It's just like, no, that email's gone.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So now I'm just Luke_Null.
Luke_Null. Everyone follow Luke. His videos are fucking amazing. Go see him live if you can. And yes, Luke, follow us. Follow Bothering the Band, everyone listening. So subscribe, all that shit. Luke, what musician, live or dead, would you want to interview in the same vein as Bothering the Band? And what dumb question would you ask them?
I would like to interview who was it that was deaf? Was it Beethoven or Mozart?
I think Beethoven.
I would want to interview Beethoven, and I would want it to be over Zoom, and I would want to struggle with glitchy connections and have him not really be able to read my lips because it's obscured by a pop filter, and then him not really be able to answer any of my questions or anything, and it kind of just be like a big swing and a big miss.
Man.
I think that's the best answer we've ever gotten to that question.
The single greatest answer. There's such a difference when we talk to comedians and musicians. Oh, man.
Yeah, all the musicians just say Pat Benatar. You're like, I get it. She's fun. I get that Pat Benatar is cool. All right.
Oh goodness. Oh, which brings me to another question. Is there a beef between like guitar music comics and regular I hate to use the word regular stand-ups?
No, that's totally fair. I don't know if I would call it a beef. I think it's a pretty light ribbing in my experience, at least to my face for the most part. Sometimes regular stand-ups will kind of fuck with me about the guitar. I usually call it out on stage, but in general, I think comedians, at least good ones and ones that I respect, are like, if you are good on stage, if you write jokes, if the audience is laughing, they don't, there's not some weird hang up about it, in my experience. But I understand, like, when you see a guy walk up with a guitar, sometimes the comedy club's butt gets a little tight and they don't love that. But so I get that. It's like the cross I've chosen to bear, and that there's lots of bad musical comedy. But yeah, I don't know. I think in general, though, it's like, go prove if you're good, you're good kind of thing.
If you're good, you're good. Yeah, 100%. Which makes me think of SLC Punk, how he breaks down the different tribes, is what he calls them. You could do that with comics. You have your stand-ups, you have your musical stand-ups, you have your prop comics, you have your ventriloquists, and everyone shits on the ventriloquist. There you go.
Yeah, you got to shit on the ventriloquist. Also, my wife is banging on my door. She wants me to be done. So
Okay.
I'm very sorry.
Well,
I'm just throwing that out there.
No, last thing, promote something. What's next for Luke Null? That's it.
Come see me live. I'm out on the road. If you can come see me live on my website, I'll post about it all over. But come out and see live comedy. You got to see it. Same with music. Go see live shows. The people that do it live are the best. Even if they're making videos for the internet, they're doing it live, and that's what's good, baby. No, yeah, come see me live. I'm all over the place. I'm in Dallas this weekend, then I'm in Bakersfield, then I'm up in Sacramento and San Francisco. I'm in Cincinnati. I'm in Philly. I'm in Syracuse, Albany, Chicago. I'm in Tucson. I'm all over the place. Come see me live. If you're near any of those places I just rattled off, I'd love to see you.
Well, dude, that's amazing. Yes, go see Luke. Luke, come to Florida, please. And next time we're in LA, coffee's on us. Tell your wife we're sorry. Dude, thank you so much for doing this fucking show.
No, thank you for having me. No, I think she says that because this door behind me is her closet. That's all her clothes. So that's probably what she wants access to. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah, this has been so much fun. Thanks, man. We'll talk soon.
Peace. I'd like to welcome y'all to camp. This summer's gonna be fun. You got dreams of kissing someone in the sunset. I bet this summer will be the one. You're about to make some lifelong friends, like Carolyn and Stinky Jake, and Jenny in bunk 7, and the monster that lives inside the lake. The monster in the lake. Y'all don't need to be afraid of the teenager eating monster in the lake. As long as you're a virgin, he won't consume your face. He only likes the way the dirty ones taste. He only likes the way the slutty ones taste. We'll have s'mores by the campfire, relay races in the mud, sacrificial offerings of the unclean as we chant naked, covered in their blood. The monster thinks virgins taste bland, but they all taste the same to me. I'm talking about human meat. There's something about fucking that serves as Monster MSG. It's a little seasoning. If you simply must come to summer camp and fuck, doing it on the docks is a mistake. Don't do it. You're kinda asking for it. Go do it in the forest. Otherwise, you're kinda shoving it in his face. And I'm talking about the monster by the lake. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Welcome to camp, everyone.